Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in today's video I want to talk about the Daddy Freeze. Recently a lot of us would have heard about Daddy Freeze was asked to pay 5 million to the husband of his current wife. Okay, so personally when I saw all of that, a lot did not add up to me. I'm gonna be honest. Give me a second. When I saw that news, I was trying to understand what was going on. He made the video, which he made videos and he talked about it, but I still didn't know what the story was. I was still confused about what the story was. Now then I think in the video he made on his channel, he was saying he couldn't go into details because it was still a legal issue or whatever, stuff like that. Before I expose what I want to expose with this story, let me first of all handle this section. Let's get this out of the way, right? There are a lot of people that they already have this thing about freeze. People that already have a wall because it's freeze, they don't like freeze, they hate freeze and all of that. I want us to handle this aspect of this. I'm going to come here and say this, right? There are a lot of stuff that a lot of people have against freeze. There are a lot of people that followed freeze from the time the story, when he started exposing the tithing fraud and stuff like that. A lot of people followed him, and I think one of the biggest issues people have, and I'm going to say that I personally have my own concerns about it, right? But let's address it, right? The idea of his friendship with Suleiman, we are not going to pretend about it. There are a lot of people that are still side-eyeing him like, okay, what is going on? Freeze used to make videos and attacking Suleiman, or make videos in which he addressed Suleiman, and basically, you know, were not very positive videos about Suleiman. Let me put it that way. If I'm not mistaken, he was the one that named him Otobolizer. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, you know, correct me in the comment section. And then people joined him. He made a lot of videos in which he addressed Suleiman, not in a positive way at all. And there are a lot of people that were influenced by freeze to see Suleiman in that negative light. Let's be honest, right? And people followed him, came one day and said Suleiman is his friend out of nowhere. You know where he had a big problem? The way he had the big problem is this. People following him are not kids. People that are family and friends that I know are in their 50s and 60s, minimum 40s. So they're not kids. So they can't be following you and wake up one day and you just tell them, boom, and then they just follow you and they just agree. No. A lot of the people that I know unfollowed around that time. If you when we're kids, right? Your father says, see that neighbor, don't talk to that neighbor anymore. You say, yes, Papa, and that's it. End of story. There was no question about it. And then one day your father says, okay, you can talk to that neighbor now. Boom, you start talking to that neighbor. You don't go to that house anymore. That is it. You just don't go there. You don't even question. When father now comes back tomorrow and say, okay, now you can go to that family, you start going. It does not apply to people following freeze. They are not kids. You can't tell them today, Suleiman is negative, and we're following you and listening to what you were saying, and boom, out of nowhere, you wake up one day and say, okay, now Suleiman is positive, and you expect them to just follow you like kids. No, it doesn't work that way. If he was like, oh, all this while Suleiman negative, and one day be like, oh guys, I actually spoke to Suleiman today and we're discussing about such and such. Well, I'm beginning to agree with him on this, and people are like, oh, okay, you spoke with Suleiman. Yes, I spoke with Suleiman and this happened. I'm like, oh, okay. And then as the friendship is growing, the people are growing, if I can put it that way, slowly following in the growing. If you know, people were able to follow and see, okay, how it's gradually growing friendship and how is it out of nowhere, wake up one day and boom, Suleiman is my friend. Not only that, anybody that says anything negative about Suleiman, he was blocking them. How do you expect people to wake up one day, you that have led them for such a long time on the negative about Suleiman, you wake up one day, you turn around and say positive, anybody that says negative, you block them? Come on, they are not kids, right? You know, till date, that's one of the things that a lot of people hold against freeze. You know why I decided to list all these things and say, yes, when it comes to that, I'm on the same page with you guys. I really want people to let's not focus on that, okay? I want you to know that I'm on the same page when it comes to, I do not understand this kind of friendship, that boom, overnight friendship. The things that freeze used to say about Suleiman, people that say it now, he blocks them. Do you know what I mean? Why am I saying these things? I get you. I'm on the same page with you when it comes to his friendship with Suleiman. A lot does not make sense to me. Let's get that out of the way. I don't want any confusion, so let's leave it. But let's not make this topic right now about freeze. That is what I'm trying to say. I did not, like I said, I did not understand it. But then when I finally got to understand that what the story is that the wife, more than 10 years ago, filed for divorce. This is what she granted in, that's what she said in her interview. She filed for divorce because the man she was married to, according to her, is gay. That's what she said. Okay, that's what she said. And she decided to file for divorce. And then, allegedly, George, that has not sorted out her divorce since that 19 jim, is suddenly granting 5 million compensation or a big fine or whatever they want to call it. Why will a woman fight? This is the area I want us to really address. This is what area I want to expose. That is something not right. And when something is wrong, let's tell the truth and say something is wrong. Okay? So it's not even about freeze. Even today is his wife. It could be somebody else. Right? Now, if a woman married a man with the mind that I'm marrying a man in a straight relationship, not a gay relationship, and then according to her, because I'm going to keep saying according to her, she finds out that her husband is gay and she decides to walk away. Another thing I want to say, a lot of us Nigerians are too holy, too righteous for the truth about marriage. A lot of us are too righteous to discuss marriage. They come out and say God hates divorce. Do you know what else God hates? God hates lies. God hates abuse. When they say God hates divorce, you know, they forget that because the Bible says God hates divorce, does not say that divorce is the only thing God hates. There are a lot of things that God hates. But when they talk about it, you think that that is the only thing God hates in the whole of the Bible. That is the only thing God hates. Have you asked yourself, is it in the Bible that a woman should marry a gay man? I mean, now, let's discuss it. Is it in the Bible that a woman should marry a man? Because I'm going by what the wife has said. So, or else you're going to say she was lying. That's another story altogether. But let's even go by her, what she said in the interview. Is there any part of the Bible that said that a woman should marry a man that prefers men? According to the story she shared, that the man even brought his gay partner to her house, told her to cook for the man. And we're going to sit here and say, God hates divorce. Does God like that? That a woman's husband will bring his partners and be coming to his house to be with the men, and we're going to this is why I'm saying let's expose that there's something that does not make sense. Okay, do you guys know there's something called marriage annulment? A marriage can be annulled because they can say yes, it was never in the right place in the first place. It's not even a marriage. Let's put it that way. If a gay man decides to go and marry a woman that is not into that is not even a marriage to start with, because that is not the foundation is already rotten. Right? You know, there was a pastor that was saying annulment is wrong. Marriage annulment is wrong because annulment is not in the Bible. In the date of civilized part of the world now, that marriage would have been not even divorce. They will be going for an annulment, where basically it's like that marriage is cancelled, if I can put it that way. Right? Because if a man is gay, let him go and marry a man. Legally. That's how it should be done. Do you know that in so-called civilized part of the world, if a man married an underage girl, that marriage, if they found out that that girl was underage, or if people got married and whatever, they found out that one of them was underage, that marriage would be annulled. Do you know that? There are a lot of grounds. If a woman was forced into a marriage, forced marriages are being annulled. There's something called annulment. But there was a pastor that preached and said there's no annulment in the Bible. But tell me, is it in the Bible that a woman should be married a man that prefers men, a man that is gay? What part of the Bible says a woman should stay in a marriage where there is domestic violence? What part of a marriage supports a behavior like that? So before we come and be too righteous, I keep saying it, a lot of us are too holy to talk about the truth in a marriage. She said she was married to that man for the long time she was with him. It was only about 11 times that they did the do in a marriage. 11 times. When some couples are in a week will do that 11 times. She said he only came to her when it was time to have babies. And you think it's okay for a woman to stay in that marriage? Something else she actually said is that he does not allow her to come into his room. He has his own room. She has her own room. He does not allow her to come into his room. The only time he comes into her room when he wants them to have a baby. And then she said she caught him. She caught him. That's what she said. Oh, she caught him with another man. And then he gave her permission to go and enjoy herself. And he will keep enjoying himself. And we're going to call that a marriage? Like, tell me how that is a marriage. If she has kept quiet and stayed inside, and they pretend to be married, and then she's sleeping around, in the eyes of the world, all of us will call her a good woman. Oh, she saved her marriage, but she'll be sleeping around, right? Because this is what I'm saying, that a lot of us are too holy to talk about marriage, to talk about the truth about marriage. So if she had kept quiet and pretend everything is okay, they will come out in the face of the world and will be a good couple, and they too can be doing countdown. Oh, we are 20 years married, and everybody will be clapping for them. They won't know that on the inside, the man goes out to enjoy himself and the wife goes out to enjoy herself, right? And then they called it adultery, and they have to pay the man 5 million naira for adultery in Nigeria. So adultery is a crime in Nigeria. Let's differentiate. We know the Bible is a sin. What am I going to sin? Crime. I'm talking about crime. Some things, a crime punishable by law. You get my point? I'm surprised to know that in Nigeria, adultery is a crime. Adultery is a crime in Nigeria. To even pay 5 million about. What am I saying? Think about these things. I just want to expose the fact that there's some things do not add up. So adultery is a crime in Nigeria. If adultery is a crime in Nigeria, oh my goodness. Do you know how many men will be in trouble by now? A lot of us may not realize it's still this oppression of women that happens in our society. If a man decides, do you know if it was the husband that said he was done with her, it would have been a foregone conclusion since. It would have been over even before it started. Let me put it that way. But when a woman decides she not do again, that is when it is a lot of. And you know what's so sad is that when even some women do not realize what is going on. This is oppression of women. There are some men that are against what just happened. That doesn't make sense. If she doesn't want to be married to him anymore, she should be free to leave. But somehow the legal system has basically trapped her. And so women go clapping and they don't realize that this is an oppression of women. Today it is this lady. Tomorrow it could be your daughter, your sister, it could be somebody in your family. Men are leaving their wives and remarrying left, right, and center. But the woman that decides that, no, I don't want to be married to a gay man. I don't want to be married to a gay man. She's the one that has to go with the bad name, the stigma, is the one that has done something wrong. So my question, for those that may come, for those that will come and be, because that's the only Bible verse, a lot of them will grab and say, God hates divorce. Like I already said, there are a lot of other things that God hates. God hates deception and lies because of stigma and the way human beings judge cases upside down. Is why some couples will feel like to delete somebody is the best option. Because if the woman was widowed, people will come and join her to mourn the husband. Let's be thinking about what problems we are creating in society. Because if this woman was widowed, people will come and join her to mourn her husband. Everybody will join her to, cry and mourn her husband and even sympathize with her and everything. And then she can then move on with her life. Would that have been better? Or is it not better that she said, okay, you do your gay thing, let me go and look for a man and marry and be married to a man that wants a woman? If that makes sense. So before we be saying this, remember that a lot of things that the Bible did not show us. The Bible did not show us a gay man marrying a straight woman. The Bible did not show us that. The Bible did not show us how a woman will be so submissive to the point of cooking for the husband's male partner. These are the things we have to be, thinking about. So forget about your hatred for Freeze. Forget about what you think about Freeze. Let's not make it about that. Let's make it about this story. Think about these things. And as always, like I said, leave your opinions in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.